Let me eat something before we start. We start at 11 o'clock.
I'm trying to find some jazz, man. Well, okay. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yours is right there.
Oh, yeah. Somebody else was driving, right? could be somewhere else doing something else, but taking our time to be part of this is very, very appreciated by all of us at Restore TFI. So once again, thank you, and we apologize for the delay. So right about now, we're going to be starting. We had conference check-in and networking. Continental Breakfast was supposed to end at 10:30, but it spilled over. So I believe that everyone has had something to eat. I believe everyone is comfortable and everyone is ready to learn something, because we have a whole lot of people here today that are willing to share out of the abundance of their knowledge and what they have learned in the course of their career and profession in life to other women who are willing to and able to benefit from it. So once they, you should be expectant today. So we're going to call on Pastor Dennis. I know she's not aware, to give us the opening prayer briefly within 2 to 3 minutes. So Pastor Dennis, can you please help us with the opening prayer? Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for this beautiful opportunity. So my tradition is Christian, and I don't want to offend anyone, but I also want to pray in what is familiar for me. Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, I thank you for this opportunity to come together with sisters and brothers, to come together to learn, to come together to fellowship, to network, to increase the wealth, increase prosperity. Father, we know that there are many things that are happening in this land. There are many places that we could be, but we have chosen, we have been handpicked to come to this celebration, to this opportunity to learn. So first and foremost, I celebrate you. I want to bless the founder and all the persons that work in the foundation. Every household here is blessed, irrespective of where they came from, their tradition, their culture. In the name of the Lord Jesus, they are blessed. And this will be a prosperous outcome. This will not be a time that's spent in vain. And I thank you for the new relationships that are developed. I thank you, Father, that if anybody has any sickness in their body, I speak blessings and healing to them now in the name of the Lord Jesus. Anyone whose mind is just so cluttered with the news of the day, I speak peace to them in the mighty name of Jesus. Anybody that's lacking in any portion of their lives, I speak wholeness. I speak contentment. I speak joy. Anyone who's facing anything that seems to be insurmountable, they have no hope. I speak hope and faith and love and kindness and generosity to their spirits. This is a blessed place to be, and I'm grateful to be in this place. And this is my prayer in the mighty and the matchless name of Jesus, who I am so grateful to represent in this moment. In Jesus' name we have prayed.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you. Round of applause. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Denise. Thank you so much. So I'm going to briefly just welcome everybody by introducing for some people who are here for the first time or people who are not aware of what we're doing at Restore TFI and Project CEO. So Restore TFI is an NGO, a nonprofit organization that we set up to cater for the needs of women in need, especially women who are going through divorce, widowed, domestic violence, any form of traumatic relationship. They're trying to come out and they're trying to get their feet together. So we desire to cater for these people, this kind of women, and also the children. We adopt children in that circumstances as well. So what do we intend to do? We intend to do restoration. And that's why the name of the NGO is called Restore TFI. It's a platform to restore the lives of many, and for Christians, we know that that's what the Lord Jesus came to do. When you get disconnected you need something, you need a link to restore you back to what it is that you've been disconnected from. So that's exactly what Restore is there about. We all have our stories. I have my stories. A lot of women have their stories. I'm sure that one or two of us can attest to a family member, a friend, a colleague who is from a broken home, who is a single mom, who is a widow, or who has been through domestic violence. So these things are common amongst us, but kind of overlooked, and everyone is quiet about it in most society, organizations, social setting. People don't want to talk about it because people don't even want to come forward because of the stigmatization that is attached to it. But we identify that there are people going through that kind of situation in their life, and people will keep sinking if there is nobody to give a hand. So we identify with this set of people and this women, particularly I have my story, and I decided to share my story to motivate others and to help others to know that it's not about what's in your past. It's just supposed to be a rare mirror for you to just, check once in a while. But your future is the most important thing, and you can make something beautiful out of anything. You just need to be focused. So that's why we came up and set up this foundation to motivate women. And we find out that you can't just restore people, you can't just counsel people and then leave them idle. You need to also empower people. Most women are going through this situation, and it's worse off because they don't have financial empowerment. Most of them are financially bankrupt. Most of them don't know what to do. Most of them get carried away with the trauma of the relationship or the broken relationship or the loss of a partner, so much that to stand on their feet is very difficult. So financially, they are also struggling. So we thought to not only empower, not only restore and motivate and encourage, we also want to empower them. So we bring you through counseling, we bring you through seminar and trainings, and then we don't leave you there. We empower you so that you can move forward and become an impact on other person. So it's a community of women that we are curating so that we can have a community of women leaders that will represent women everywhere, doing great things. And that's what Restore TFI is all about. Now, Project CEO is an initiative of Restore TFI. The mandate for Project CEO is that we want to be able, by His grace, to be able to empower 1,500 women in business by the time to 2030. So we are hoping that, and we can't do it alone. Everyone here today becomes an ambassador of Project CEO, becomes an ambassador of Restore TFI. So we encourage you, thank you. We encourage you to share the news, to spread the news. You will be amazed at the lack of information or misinformation that is going on in our community. There's help everywhere, the resources everywhere, but some people don't know where to look. So it takes you and I to encourage them and point them in the right direction to say, hey, this is what you can do. And that's why we are here. We're just creating this platform and this awareness to help the community of women. Everybody needs help. No one can stand alone. United we stand. So that's what Restore TFI is all about, and that's why you're here today, and we are excited to have you as part of this agenda. Thank you so much for coming. So moving on, I'm going to briefly introduce our guest speaker, our panelists. We have a set of panelists today that are filled with experience in your professional life, experience in the career, business, and all that, and they are here to share with us part of the wealth of the knowledge that they have. So I'm going to briefly be introducing them. Now, I need to let you know that these people they're like high-end people in all their professions. They are top-tier people. But and when I was looking at all their bios and I was reading, I'm like, hell no, 3 pages. I don't know I can't read this. So what I did was not to cut off any of the achievements, just to pinpoint, just summarize some of them because we have about 6 or 7 of them coming up. So I will just briefly read brief bio of all our panelists as I welcome them. So as I call their name, I welcome them and I read about them. So you just please help me encourage them by giving them a round of applause. So I'm going to start by our amiable Dr. Tony of West Summit. Now, let me give her a round of applause, please. She deserves it. She deserves it. So I'm going to briefly say something before I read from her bio. She, in the short space of time that I have known this woman, very short, and when I mean short, it's really short, but she has impacted my life so much, such that I can never forget her. So I want you to know that this is not just somebody who is topping her career. This is somebody who is very, very impactful in the community of the immigrants, African American, and everywhere. She is impacting lives all around. In politics, she's helping, to get people in offices. She's impacting a lot of lives. And so when I met her and I told her about the agenda, and I told her, she's like, oh, don't worry, I'm gonna help. And then she has been helping. Resourceful from in America, we're having another program in Ghana. She's been very resourceful. So for that, I want to say thank you, Dr. Holt, for continuing to bless you. So Commissioner Toyin Opeyemi, Dr. Toyin Opeyemi, is popularly known as Dr. Holt. She is the CEO and medical director at Ganasset Medical Center, Baltimore, Maryland. She's also founder and chair of nonprofit Global Vision Foundation, Global Vision Community Health Center in Maryland. Before founding Ganasset, Dr. Toyin Opeyemi was chief of medicine at Park West Health System in Baltimore, Maryland for 6 years. And she's also the founder CEO of Maryland's Extraction. Dr. Toyin Opeyemi obtained a medical degree at the Medical College of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, the first women's medical college in the United States. She did a residency in family practice at University of Texas Health Center, Tyler, Texas, and was the first Black resident in the program. She then became a diplomate of the American Board of Family Practice. She is also an HIV specialist who also treats substance use disorder. In 2023, Dr. Toyin Opeyemi was appointed Multicultural Commissioner in Prince George's County, Maryland. She is chair of the Nigerian American Public Affairs Committee in Virginia to Pennsylvania and the regional director from South Carolina to Pennsylvania. She served on the advisory board of Abbott Laboratories and on Speaker Bureau of Pfizer and Abbott. She is on the board of the Baltimore City Medical Center, Just Add Health, and Nigerian Center, Washington, D.C. She has received various awards, including a letter of recommendation from the Governor of Maryland for the wonderful work she is doing in building the essence of good health in our communities. Our most rewarding awards are hugs and gifts from patients who once had no hope, but then have hope restored medically, physically, and emotionally and spiritually. She currently anchors a medical series program on YouTube called Medical Mondays with Dr. Ho, so you should look out for that. So once again, can we give a round of applause for this beautiful? So there is one man among so many women today. So I'm going to introduce Mr. Regina Emodi. Can we please give a round of applause for Mr. So Mr. Regina Emodi is a financial advisor based out of Vienna, Virginia. Mr. Emodi is on the advisory team of Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner, and Smith Inc. During his career, Mr. Emodi has held roles in Waddell and Reed Inc., Mitra, QSR, Health Markets, MetLife Security Inc., Massachusetts Mutual Life Insurance Company, MML, Investor Services, LLC, Pruco Security, the Prudential Insurance Company of America, Securian Financial Services, Minnesota Life Insurance Company, Securian Capital of the Chesapeake, Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Spanner, and Smith Inc., Old Depot, Laboratory Corp of America, and Fairfax County Public Schools. Wow. Mr. Emodi owns Series 63 and Series 65 licenses, designating him as both a security agent and an investment advisor representative, and can work in Texas and Virginia. Mr. Emodi is an advisor currently at the Merrill Lynch Wealth Management Company, working with people to help pursue their goals through personalized wealth management strategies. Once again, can you please give a round of applause for this? Thank you so much. So the next person I'm going to call onto the stage is Miss Boma Alamina. Now, this beautiful lady. So this beautiful lady that I'm just meeting for the first time today, and is Miss Alamina is MSN FPN BC. She is a financial strategist and licensed life insurance agent dedicated to fostering financial literacy in the community. She emphasizes the importance of a positive mindset and the power of taking small imperfect actions towards achieving your financial goals. She empowers individuals and families to achieve financial security and peace of mind. With her extensive experience in both healthcare and finance, Ms. Boma offers a unique perspective on holistic well-being and financial structuring. She is the founder of Success Legacy Inc. in Columbia, Maryland, where she trains and develops leaders to be independent agents and business owners. She is passionate about educating and supporting women in making informed financial decisions that align with their life goals towards financial independence and freedom. Can you give a round of applause? So I'm going to call another person that I know personally, and her name is Attorney Tino Akinshola. Can you please welcome her? So Attorney Tino Akinshola is another person that has this long list of bio, but I had to just cut up. Yeah. So, but I'm going to mention, very important things. So Attorney Tino Akinshola is an attorney with extensive years of corporate, transactional, and policy working experience that cut across diverse sectors, including small business, contract compliance, community development, public procurement, business investment, immigration, international human rights, social gender justice and equity, legal compliance, and international business transactions. She holds an LLB, BL, LLM, and an SEP certificate. An international. Also, she is a licensed attorney with bar admissions in the District of Columbia, Maryland, inactive New York, and Nigeria. She served 2 years on the Montgomery County Consumer Protection Board and currently serving on Montgomery County Citizen Review Panel for Children. Currently, she serves as an acquisition and operations specialist, a member of the supply chain team at Washington Metropolitan Area Transport Authority. Having been involved in various paid and volunteer opportunities, Attorney Tino Akinshola consistently advocate, counsel, and assist women and girls, whether spiritually or professionally, ranging from domestic violence, career opportunity, immigration, human trafficking, reproductive health, as a matter of economy. She would soon journal her thought, ideas, affected population, and resources to combat the need. In May of 2020, Attorney Tino Akinshola founded She Rises International Inc. out of our passion and desire to empower and to promote and counsel and encourage women and girls globally, but specifically in the developing world. Can we give a round of applause? So I'm going to call another attorney, right? So this is Attorney Morenike Oyenusi. Can we please give a round of applause? So Attorney Morenike Eduba Oyenusi is a Nigerian-American lawyer, author, minister of gospel, and graduate of the University of London and Jesus College, Cambridge University. Our first book, Chasing Butterflies in the Sunlight, which was a finalist in 2021 Next Generation Indie Book Award, was published in 2020 by the Paradise Restored Publishing. Also, our second book, Isaiah and the Orchestra of Sounds, is her second book. She enjoys reading, listening to music, eating out, gathering with good friends, traveling, theatering, and movie, and taking extraordinary long walk in the rain, in the shine, or in the snow. Can we give a round of applause for him? So we have another person. I don't know if she's here yet, but okay. So I'm gonna be calling on another beautiful lady that I know personally. Her name is Quincy Baribe. Can we please give a round of applause? So, to talk about Quincy, let me see. So, I'm going to say Miss Quincy Baribe's narrative stands out as an inspiring testament. She's born with a heart brimming with dreams. Quincy embarked on a journey to the United States, driven by a relentless spirit and a vibrant desire to contribute to the country she now proudly calls home. Miss Quincy embarked on a new chapter in her remarkable journey when she contested as a candidate for the United States Federal House of Representatives, representing Maryland District 5. And she came second to Steny Oya out of about 8 candidates in the race. Yes, we know what that takes. Giving us hope that Quincy Baribe is certainly somebody to look out for. Miss Quincy's academic journey saw her excel in realms of accounting and finance at the Northeastern University, laying the groundwork for a stellar career in financial management and audit. Her early professional experiences include a noteworthy stint as an internal auditor at the prestigious KPMG, where she honed her analytical skills and garnered a deep understanding of financial intricacies. Not one to rest on her laurels, Ms. Quincy Baribe embraced challenges in the public sector, joining the U.S. Department of Defense as a financial manager. Her role not only showcased her financial acumen, but also underscored our commitment to serving the nation through responsible fiscal stewardship. The entrepreneurial spirit within Quincy flourished as she assumed the role of CEO at Royal Assisted Living Inc. and ownership of Royal Medical Supplies LLC. Under our leadership, these entities thrived, contributing significantly to the healthcare landscape. Ms. Quincy's dedications to providing top-notch care and medical supplies underscore our commitment to improving the lives of those she served. Beyond the boardrooms and healthcare facility, Ms. Quincy community-centric ethos shine through our involvement as a board member at the Anne Arundel Economic Development Corporation. Our strategic vision and business acumen contribute to fostering economic growth and development in this region. Once again, kindly welcome Ms. Quincy. Thank you very much. So we'll go to the next on the agenda. And that will be introducing to the podium the first keynote speaker in the person of Miss Dr. O, which is Dr. Oluwatoyin Opesami. And she's going to be talking to us about women and mental health. Enjoy. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And it's Mrs. I've been married for 40 years this year. So, thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you for this audience and for this important subject that we need to discuss. This room should be packed with women because a lot of women are battered. A lot of women have gone through or are going through domestic violence of one sort or the other. But you know what? There's a stigma against that. People don't want others to know, especially people in our community, people of color. So my encouragement to all of us is to help other women to destigmatize this problem. Encourage them to speak out so that they can get help. I need to Is this better? Fantastic. Can you hear me, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. So my topic today is mental health issues in women. And I'm hoping that by the end of this conversation, that we would understand the gender-specific mental health issues, recognize the signs and symptoms, recognize the hormonal causes, depression and psychosis, and promote self-care and resilience. So, mental health generally is influenced by a multitude of factors, including biological, psychological, and socio-cultural elements. Understanding gender-specific mental health issues is essential for providing effective support and intervention tailored to the needs of individuals. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is depression. I'm going to talk about at least 10 mental health issues in women. Major depressive disorder, MDD, is what we call depression. Women are likely and are approximately twice as likely as men to be diagnosed with major depression. The things that cause this can be biological, it can be hormonal, societal pressures, life transitions contributing to this disparity. Psychosocial factors, including gender-based discrimination and caregiving responsibilities, also contribute to this gender disparity. Women with depression may experience unique symptoms such as increased guilt and worthlessness, changes in appetite and sleep patterns, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit. They can also have anxiety disorders along with the depressive symptoms. Sleep disturbances is a major thing. They can sleep a lot, or they can have insomnia, not being able to sleep. They can have what we call anhedonia, that is the inability to get up and go. Everything is a chore. They just want to lay down in bed or stick around the house. They don't have the get-go to do things that need to be done. They can have problems with concentration and also memory issues. Hormonal fluctuations, particularly during menstrual periods, pregnancy, and menopause, can also exacerbate depressive symptoms. I must mention fatigue. A lot of people who are depressed are fatigued. We have ways of diagnosing these things because depression is a constellation of symptoms. It's not one thing. They would have sad mood most of the time, so it doesn't mean that somebody depressed will not be happy every now and then, but most of the time, their mood will be sad. So they have to have a certain number of these symptoms for us to diagnose depression. They can also be suicidal. Interestingly, even though women are more likely to be diagnosed with depression, men actually are more at risk of committing suicide and completing it when they are depressed. That's another issue. We won't focus on men today, but I have to mention our men, because it does impact them also. Women experiencing major depression that struggle with disrupted sleep patterns can further contribute to mood dysregulation and fatigue. Addressing sleep disturbances is an important aspect of managing major depression. And treatment may involve a combination of psychotherapy, medication, and lifestyle interventions with consideration for reproductive health and hormonal influences. So, the next thing I want to talk about is generalized anxiety disorder. This is more prevalent also in women, with women being approximately twice as likely as men to be diagnosed. Gender-specific stressors such as societal expectations and interpersonal relationships contribute to the higher prevalence. Women with generalized anxiety disorder may exhibit symptoms such as excessive worry, somatic complaints. They may complain of pain in an area today, pain in an area tomorrow, and they also tend to be perfectionists. They may also be more likely to experience symptoms of depression along with the anxiety disorder. Sleep disturbances, again, is another issue, including difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep. The problem with sleep is usually related to the anxiety related rumination and worry. They have difficulty with the onset of sleep and maintaining sleep. So even sometimes when they sleep, they keep waking up. Hormonal changes is also a problem here, such as fluctuations in estrogen and progesterone levels. This may influence anxiety symptoms in women, particularly during the menstrual cycle and in perimenopausal period, perimenopause, when people are getting ready to get into menopause. There are certain symptoms that occur, and they may be anxiety provoking in women who already have this problem. Recognizing these hormonal influences is crucial for effective management of anxiety. The treatment of these women may involve cognitive behavioral therapy, relaxation techniques, stress management strategies with emphasis on addressing underlying stressors and building resilience. So, I'm going to go on to eating disorders in women. Eating disorders such as anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa. These also disproportionately affect women. Socio-cultural factors, including the pressure to attain unrealistic thin body standards, contribute to the development of these disorders. But guess what? That was then. Now, women also develop this, even anxiety disorder, because they want large breasts or large buttocks. So the status quo has changed. Basically, not being pleased with body habitus is a problem. Women are approximately 2.5 times more likely than men to be diagnosed with an eating disorder. Women with eating disorders may experience symptoms such as distorted body image, preoccupation with food and weight, and engaging in disordered eating behaviors. These conditions can have severe physical and psychological consequences. Disordered eating behaviors can disrupt sleep, believe it or not. It can lead to irregular sleep-wake cycles and insomnia. Anxiety and body image concerns may intensify sleep disturbances. And you won't believe this, hormonal imbalances also, particularly alterations in what we call leptin and ghrelin levels, can impact appetite regulation and contribute to the development or maintenance of eating disorders in women. Addressing these hormonal factors may be essential for recovery. And the treatment for eating disorders in women may involve a multidisciplinary approach, including nutritional counseling, psychotherapy, medical management, to mention a few. Addressing underlying psychological factors and promoting body acceptance are key components to treatment. Also, recognizing the signs and symptoms of eating disorders in women is crucial for early intervention and treatment. So, I now want to talk about this very important subject, PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome. and trauma in women. Women are more likely than men to experience trauma, leading to higher rates of PTSD diagnosis. Gender-specific traumas, such as sexual assault and intimate partner violence, contribute to disparity. When we talk about this, people usually think about the physical abuse by partners. It's more than that. There are emotional abuse, mental abuse, that can lead to PTSD. Women with PTSD may present with symptoms such as hypervigilance, avoidance of trauma. They don't want to remember these issues, so they may have coping skills where they, basically I call it putting things under the carpet, which is not healthy. They may also have emotional dysregulation. They may be at increased risk of other comorbid conditions like depression, like anxiety, and even substance abuse. Sleep disturbances such as nightmares and night terrors are hallmark symptoms of PTSD in women. Trauma-related hyperarousal can disrupt normal sleep architecture and lead to chronic sleep problems in these women. Hormonal fluctuations also, especially those associated with the menstrual cycle again, can exacerbate PTSD symptoms in women. Trauma memories may be more salient during certain hormonal phases, requiring tailored treatment approaches. Treatment for PTSD in women may involve trauma-focused therapies, such as prolonged exposure therapy and eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, along with interventions addressing safety and empowerment. Providing trauma-informed care that acknowledges the impact of gender-based violence and supports survivors in their healing journey is essential. This is essentially the core of Restore TFI. This is the core of why we're here today. And Restore TFI is doing this here in the United States to assist women, to restore them, and also in Africa. So I'm going to go on to borderline personality disorder, which is more frequently diagnosed in women, representing approximately 75% of individuals diagnosed with this disorder. Gender-specific factors such as childhood trauma and invalidating environments may contribute to its development. Women with borderline personality disorder, we call it BPD, may exhibit symptoms such as emotional instability, impulsivity, and intense interpersonal relationships. They may also be more likely to engage in self-harming behaviors and experience comorbid mood disorders, again, like depression, anxiety, and even PTSD. Sleep disturbances such as nightmares and fragmented sleep are common among women with BPD, often reflecting underlying emotional dysregulation and trauma history. Sleep disruptions can exacerbate these symptoms. Again, hormonal fluctuations, such as those associated with the menstrual cycle, God help us, may influence mood instability and impulsivity in women with BPD. Integrating hormonal management strategies into treatment plans can enhance symptom stabilization. The treatment of these women often involves dialectic behavioral therapy, which focuses on emotion regulation, distress tolerance, and interpersonal effectiveness. Building a strong therapeutic alliance and addressing trauma history are essential components of treatment. So I'm going to go to sleep disorders. I've talked a lot about sleep, all of these mental health issues. You will see sleep is a problem. And interestingly, a few years ago, not too long ago, we found out some important things about sleep. We knew for years how every system in the body is cleaned out, except for the brain. Only a few years ago, we found out that the brain cleans itself out in sleep. The researchers describe it as like a washing machine going shoo, 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 all night long. So sleep is very important. And they found out that for people who don't sleep well, they actually will be at increased risk of dementia later on. Sleep is very important. So when we're talking about all these mental health issues, you see, it's sleep disturbance of some sort. They either oversleeping, they're not sleeping well, or whatever it is. So we need to take care of underlying problems. We need to make sure that we're sleeping well. And I must say, before I go on, that with the sleep study that showed the brain being cleaned out in sleep, they also found out that consistency in sleep is very important. So if you go to bed at 2 a.m. and wake up at 6, if that's what your body needs, do it consistently. If it's 10 hours your body needs, do it consistently. That's played out to be important too. So women are disproportionately affected by insomnia. That's inability to sleep well, not sleeping well. And that is characterized by difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep. Hormonal changes, stress, and lifestyle factors contribute to insomnia risk. Sleep apnea, though more prevalent in men, can also affect women, particularly after menopause. Hormonal shifts and changes in body composition may increase susceptibility to sleep disordered breathing. So, hormonal issues. Hormonal fluctuations, I've talked a lot about that too in all these mental problems. How many minutes left? It's ovary? 20 minutes? How did I talk for 20 minutes? Okay. Give me a few seconds because I have to tell us what to do about all of this. Okay, pardon me. So, hormonal issues. I'm not going to read anymore. I'm just going to tell you. Hormonal issues. There's a research that showed that after menopause, women in the United States have all these mental health issues that we have to deal with, hormonal imbalances, hot flashes, and all of that. Do you know that they compared them to women in India and found that women in India, after menopause, they actually thrive better than even before menopause. No hot flashes, no mood issues, and they looked to see why. Do you know why? In Indian culture and African culture, when women are older, they start becoming like men. They gain respect. People start respecting them more in the society. So it gives them a level of, superiority and power. So they're good. In America, it's the opposite. And so please, we need to guard against that. Let's guard against our minds. It's not about what people see us as. We need to know who we are and be confident in who we are. Then, I must say something about postpartum depression and psychosis. It's a real thing. So please, if you are in the childbearing age, you have you've just delivered, you notice that you are not yourself, seek help. If you are around somebody who has just had a baby and you notice something is not right with them, please get them to help. Women have killed their babies, because of these mental health issues, postpartum. So, what do we do? What should we now do? Women must learn to prioritize their mental health and well-being through self-care and resilience-building strategies. I'll teach you practical tips for managing stress, how to foster healthy coping mechanisms, but now I don't have much time. how to set boundaries in relationships, and cultivating self-compassion and self-advocacy skills. Stress management techniques. You should practice mindfulness meditation. Incorporate mindfulness practices into your daily routine to cultivate awareness of the present moment and reduce stress. Engage in physical activities. Regular exercise can help to alleviate stress. It also increases blood flow in your brain and everywhere else. Improve mood and promote overall well-being. Find activities and enjoy, such as walking, yoga, or dancing. Deep breathing exercises, believe it or not only helps with your mental health, it reduces your blood pressure. Practice deep breathing techniques to calm the nervous system and promote relaxation during times of stress and anxiety. Take breaks. Prioritize rest and relaxation by scheduling regular breaks throughout the day to recharge and rejuvenate. And there are healthy coping skills like journaling. Journal. It can be therapeutic. Get creative outlets. Explore creative activities such as painting, crafting, playing music as means of self-expression and stress relief. Connect with nature, spending time outdoors, just walk, enjoy the skies, the trees. And boundary settings in relationship is important. Please manage your relationship. Reflect on your personal boundaries and identify what is important to you in your relationships, whether it's time, space, or emotional support. Clearly communicate your boundaries to others in a respectful and assertive manner. Saying no is okay. I need to learn that. My son just learned that to me 2 days ago. Mom, say no. Okay. Say no when necessary and prioritize your well-being, your own well-being. Recognize red flags. Pay attention to any signs of boundary violations or unhealthy dynamics in your relationships. Trust your instincts and take steps to protect your boundaries and emotional safety. Please, if you're here, you're having a problem, Anthony Omobolanle, reach out to her, reach out to me, or this Anthony sitting here, Tinu Akinshola. I volunteer them. I volunteer myself. We'll find solutions. Thank you so much. Advocate for yourself. Thank you.
Keep me coming. I want an round of applause, please. Thank you so much. I want to tell you that we cannot have enough of Dr. O even in 2 hours. She can give us a lecture. And I'm going to please encourage you to please connect with Medical Mondays with Dr. O on YouTube. I listened for the first time and I'm like, I've been missing. Where have I been? Why am I not connected? Please, Medical Mondays every Mondays on YouTube. Just search it, Medical Mondays with Dr. O. Please, 7 p.m. Please do. Thank you so much. And quickly, I'm going to be calling the second person, another attorney, Attorney Tinu Akinshola. She's going to be talking to us about women and career building. Thank you so much.
Good morning, and I'm glad to be here with everyone. Really, when you're on the same panel as Dr. O, I don't know. I don't know how to balance that. She's my sister, a very good one at that. Oh, okay. There's a microphone. Okay. I was waiting, so I didn't realize I have to bring mine with me. So pardon me and sorry about that. So I was saying something about Dr. O. Everything that she has just rushed through were actually individually like 2 hours lecture and more. Not just her, but experts in their field, the medical experts who really truly take us. And I always, kid around because I'm supposed to be a student or a participant every Monday night, but I play throughout. But suffice it to say that all the things that she has said, I have been incorporating and practicing it too, and it does help. Please find time and let's be good to ourselves, because women, we pay least attention to ourselves.
Yeah.
And you know, so goes the mother or woman, so goes the family, and so goes the community, and then figure out what happens in the world. Okay, so now I'm supposed to be speaking about women and career building or development, as you will. I thank you, Pastor Pastor Denise, for your intro. I really appreciate your intro because I had here as one of the things for me who a woman is. And it took me back to the biblical days. I'm a Christian also, so I'm not trying to offend anyone. But also, I know that from, even if you believe in evolution, we all also believe that women are taken out of the men's rib. We are refined individuals. We are uniquely made. So created out of a man's rib, that makes us as a masterpiece. So, and the reason I started based on that is because when we talk about career building, we're talking about, especially when it's about business or something. But when you're talking about career building as individuals, there's always a separation between how a woman and a man would do career building and what really truly affects career building. So, for starters, the definition, they said career development and building is that process that you make that decision as to what your life will be. You're developing yourself from adolescence onto adulthood, right? And of course, you make decisions about your work, your family, or whatever you want to do. If it's rearing children, it's your choice. It's a free world. But for women and for men, they're so different. And how so? Because the gender factor really truly affects women. Now, we're saying the gender factor because for men, they are driven with some factors that are truly different and separate from what drives women. Now, if women are building career, you can't compare Tinu with Tony. And I'll tell you the reason. Even though we're of the same gender, we are also, we differ in the sense that our interests, our passions, our abilities, our skills, same goes for men, except that for both of us, our upbringing, our families, our environmental factor, wherever we live, where we grew up, it can be in suburb or urban or developing countries, So it's also define us whether I have resources accessible or available to me versus her. So, and for men, of course, men, we know that they always go get and all that without too much limitations. But for women, we have that limitation. We have that bias. Of course, in the past, women are never to be heard. Even when you are seen, they don't want to hear from you. Women and girls, their place used to be in the kitchen. And it used to be that sit still, you're cooking, you're raising children, right? And that's all we need you for. We want you to cook. We want you to, even when they allow you to go to school, assuming your parents or your family have that funds, resources, you are still limited in the sense that if you have a sibling who is a male, they'll say, okay, yeah, my priority will be for that male because he will represent me and carry my name further. Cultures affect us, religion affect us, and so all those factors put together, even funds, I have to prioritize. So because of that, I am not further in my schooling, and I only have elementary education, or I only have high school. So how can I now build on that? Because of course they've condemned me anyway. I'm only best in the kitchen, and I can only be a caterer, or I can assume such secretarial or typist positions, or I can be a nurse. That's the biggest one in that arena. And this is when they now would send me to school. So that is the farthest they think I should go. So, but and this was pre-1950s. Now, so after 1950s, let's say within the 60s and the 70s, you now have women rising up, saying, yeah, we can be anything we want to be. So they want to also be lawyers. They want to be engineers. They're going into sciences and all that. So, but at what cost? So that is the access right there. Now, how do we now, as women, what is that opportunity for us? How can we build that? So I said to myself that women are very essential workers. If you educate one girl or woman, you educate the community. If you empower women, you add value to her. Her community will also be better off economically. Look at it, ponder on it. We can also be seen and be heard because we add value to our communities. Now, how can we know, or who can help us if we don't help ourselves? Women, we have to be advocates for one another, but we know how that goes. Now, when women now started going to advance, in their career or colleges or education, what happened? We have limitations. Of course, women think, oh, wow, I can't do it. I'm afraid of success. Because if I'm successful, which husband or spouse am I going to marry? And how will it feel in the home with me? So we think about that. And then the role playing, like, oh yeah, husband is the head of the household. How do we take that? That affects our career. It affects how we build it. Because mentally, you're already suppressed. Now, you don't want to go out because, of course, I'm a mother. I only have to pop babies. But I do want to. Now the stress, she just talked about the stress. So we will have that school stress, come home, cook, clean, raise your children, because you want to make it. We want to make it at all fronts. We can do it, but it's very hard and tough. But if we prioritize it, we will be there, especially going through what Dr. O taught us earlier. Now, women have limitations, even climbing onto leadership. They think, okay, well, before even I get into that, you know that a lot of things happen to women that, in addition to those things that I have highlighted, they will exclude themselves because they will be like, okay, I don't want to go to work. They are being violated. They are victims of domestic violence. Okay? And they don't want to go to work because if they do, maybe that's if the spouse is foolish enough to have marks and scars on her. So she doesn't want to exhibit that. But even without that, she's emotionally scarred, she's psychologically scarred, she's mentally not fit, but she still has to work, she has to earn because she has convinced herself that she wants to be where God wants her originally. Now, so she goes to work, but because the interruptions, she doesn't come to work all the time, she takes off, and she can't tell them that, oh, this is what is going on with her, the emotional, and she's away from work. All the interruptions, disruptions from her work duties will not make her good as a leader. They wouldn't consider her for a leadership position. Or even if she doesn't have that domestic violence issues, she's rearing babies. They don't like women who are still childbearing age because they believe you will go outside of the office almost every other year or every year, to take care. And they can't trust you. They can't put you on professional leadership ladder. So those things are actually affecting us as women to proceed and to get up in that ladder. How about the glass ceiling syndrome, the glass ceiling factor? Oh yeah, you are a lady, you can't go this far. This is how you can go to. So we as women, how can we break that barrier? Of course, we have women's movements, we have feminist movements, and I'm proudly to say that I'm always proud to present myself. I'm a feminist, I'm a Christian, but I know that my husband is the head of my household, but I still have to advocate for my women, for my girls. I love them and I want them to thrive. I can do and achieve, my God, I can achieve that which the Lord has started in me. Whatever He has given to me, my skills, my abilities, makes it possible for me to be able to climb that ladder. It's very tough. How about that stereotypes that people come with? Oh, you are a woman, you can't amount to anything, So how about even that, okay, I've talked about the glass ceiling. Yeah. And now, I just wanted to say something about how do we advance? What can you say to yourself? Having said all those barriers, all those things that keeps you behind. Of course, we know about DEI, diversity and inclusion. They encourage people to do it, even in the policy arena is out there now. So, but as a woman, I don't feel you are giving me a space because I'm a woman, not because of my gender, but because of my skills, my abilities, my talents, and the expertise I bring to the table. So we look at that, we identify. You know yourself. What can I do? What do I want to do? What really interests me? So whatever interests you is that type of business or career that you go after. You review that time factor. How long do I have? And how long do I have to complete that which I desire? You now tell yourself, you look inwards, look into your family. How old are my children? And then you factor all the circumstances surrounding you. And that's why I said Dr. Tony Okwesomi's advantage or accessibility or resources are so different from mine when I make my business advancement decisions. So, and even where you work currently, ask yourself, what are the trainings that are available or the resources available for me? Maybe funds, some jobs, they offer for you to, they can give you stipends or they can actually reimburse you when you get enrolled in certain schools and colleges. So long as you have certain grades, they will reimburse you when you do that. So professional seminars or leadership courses or trainings that you can do for yourself, licensures, licensing, all those things. Approach your HR personnel and human rights division, even the unions, because I know all those three, we have it where I work. Discuss with them. Tell them where you are on the ladder right now and what you would rather need to see for yourself in the future. So, and if you're still even having babies, you can tell the work. You can have alternate hours in work and you can thrive. I was introduced as someone who has a business. You know, when Bola told me about this, I'm like, it's Project CEO. I don't have any business. Then I remember, okay, yeah, non-profit business is also a business. So, so She Rises International, she has poignantly stated, and I don't want to say incidentally, successfully and by God, she is one of our board members, and we are going out there helping women and girls, in crisis. We do college sponsorship, and we have projects even as little as doing a drive to put together feminine products and hygiene products for women. You'll be surprised. Somewhere in the world, they are lacking. Even somewhere in this United States, they are lacking. So that's what we do. My charge to you as a woman is to court a woman, be good to one, and help one. You don't have to reproduce yourself as in cloning her because she needs to make use of the resources available to her and depending on her passion, interests, and abilities, and we will thrive. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's give her a round of applause, please. Thank you, Attorney, for coming. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I want to briefly just call our attention to one or two things. So we have on our table PNC, I think, account opening packages and cards. And if you're interested, we are currently working with a branch in Glen Bunny. The manager there is one of the advocates for women in business. So if there's anyone who would need any help, further help or clarification, we can always, refer you to them. So if you have interest, you see their materials on the table also. And also, if you also, because this is also supposed to be a networking event. So if you have your card or any business that you do that you want to put on the table or pass around, please feel free to do so. Do not be shy. The reason why we're creating this platform is for us to grow together and network together. I also want to let us know that we would want to have everybody's email just so that for future references. So if you are not able to sign in when you're coming in, please kindly put your email down on the table. We have some leaflets on the table. Also, lastly, to let us know that, and if you don't, you see some people coming around passing books for you to write your email in there. Please feel free to let us know when you do that. Also, I want to let us know that we want to be able to cover all our programs today, and we would encourage us to try and stick to time. So I was also told that in case you don't want to stand up, that's why we have all the mics. If you're comfortable, if you're a little shy, or you don't want to come to the podium, so you can just use your mic when it's your time. So the next person that I'm calling right now to come and impact us between 15 to 17 minutes is Miss Boma Alamina. And she's going to be talking to us about tips on how to start and grow your business and corporate structure. Please give her a round of applause.
I was going to say good morning, but it's afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me here. I am truly blessed to be among everyone here. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try to see if I can give us more time by making my presentation really brief. Everyone looks gloomy and too serious. I don't understand any smiley faces. Like, what is happening? Like, we're here to celebrate women, right? We're learning something. So it would be nice to see some smiles, some excitement, right?
Yeah.
One of my biggest achievements in life is being a mom. I'm a mom of 3 girls. So I'm a girl mom, so I really need this conference. I'm actually also a sister. We're 5 girls in my family. So a lot of women, right? So I really do need this conference. I need to learn so I can go teach, right? So when you learn something, you want to teach it right away. So it sticks. So I'm going to be talking real quick about businesses, right? Who here has a business? Show of hands. Okay. Wow. Almost everyone. That's good. When you started your business, did you just go online and set up your business, or you actually saw a business consultant to tell you how to start? Anyone? Online, right? You saw a business consultant. Who else? Who else saw a business consultant? Okay. A lot of people have businesses, and you'll be shocked. A lot of people have businesses, but they're operating as a DBA, doing business as. That's all their structure is. What is business structure? Some people have heard about sole proprietorship, LLCs, S Corp, C Corp, all that. That is what business structuring is. So when you want to start a business, the question is, first of all, what kind of business do you want to start? And what is the structure that you're going to use for your business? How many of us know that everything in the United States has a tax code? Everything. So depending on your business is also going to depend on the tax code that is attached to your business. All the business owners, how many of you liked how much you paid in taxes this year? That's not the fun part, right? So if you be open enough, those of us that don't have a physical place where you do your business, say you do it from home, how many people were able to claim your entire house when you filed your taxes? A portion, right? A portion. How many of us have accountants that we work with? Okay. Also, how many of you did your accountant say if you have an LLC, the best structure is to file as an S Corp? No? No? I'm saying this from experience, right? And it is so critical for us to know business structuring. I'll talk a little bit about my story. My background is actually in healthcare. I'm a nurse practitioner by training, and finance is my second career, right? Went to school so many years, being a nurse practitioner, but I wanted to have work-life balance. I saw my daughter graduating high school, getting ready to go to college, and I was like, ooh, how the time flies, right? So what am I gonna do? Because it's always been work, 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 work. So in the process of doing that, when I became a nurse practitioner, because I know that in this country, for you to really get ahead, you need to have a business. So if you don't have a business, you're shortchanging yourself, because the best self and personal development you can have for yourself is actually having a business. So I opened up a practice as an NP. But what I didn't realize was I bought myself a job. I did not have a business. I bought myself a job. So a lot of professionals like attorneys, accountants, physicians, bookkeepers, stuff like that. We are under the illusion that we do have a business, but you actually have the things you want to look at. And then if you do work from home, do you know that you can actually claim your entire house when you file taxes depending on your business structure? How do you do that? That's something you want to learn to do, right? So you will not know what the best business structure for you is except to seek a consultant and somebody to talk to you about how you do that. Now, some people say, I work with my accountant and he tells me to do X, Y, Z. There are accountants, there are business structuring accountants. Just like you have different types of attorneys, you have like a corporate attorney, you have a family attorney, you also have business attorneys, right? So don't think because I'm working with an accountant, I have the best advice. No, you do not. You need to find the person that is specialized in actually business structuring. The reason I say that is I had the best accountant, very great guy. He was actually a forensic accountant, used to work with the IRS, but he had no idea about business structuring. Yes. So business structuring is critical for everyone, and that's part of what I do. I am partnered with a law firm, an accounting firm based out of Utah, where we do business structuring for individuals. Let me give you a case study. I had this lady, she's been in business over 10 years. She's actually, what she does is she does business funding. She can help you get money from it, like out of the blue. She will get you money if you're local, international, wherever, right? So she's been doing that for years. Just like most people, she was instructed to get her business as an LLC, and then she wanted to get more businesses and all that stuff, and they said, okay, file your business in Delaware. You can have serial LLC. That's another thing. Long story short, after 10 years of doing her business, come to find out that she's actually been leaving a lot of money on the table with the way she filed her taxes and all that, and now is in the process of restructuring all over. So instead of starting and then you have to restructure, it's always good to seek help and advice so you start with the best structure that serves you. Another thing I want to talk about is trust. Who here has a trust? Okay. Thank you. If you don't have a trust, please look into getting one, right? Especially as business owners, it's part of your structuring. You want to have a trust because it also helps to protect you as the business owner, because you can actually structure your business where your trust is part of your business. Okay? How many of us here have life insurance? Okay? That is also part of your business structuring as well, right? And your trust can also serve as the beneficiary for your life insurance and stuff like that. So there's a whole lot. It's very, very unique to everybody. It's not a blanket structure and all that, but basically the takeaway is understand the type of structure that you need for your business, structure that is going to work for you, structure that is going to serve you best, and structure that is going to help you take the best advantage of the tax code in the United States. I want to read a quote from Nelson Mandela. He said that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Okay. Now, we're learning a lot of stuff here, but it's meaningless if you step out of this room and you don't do anything about it. So knowledge is really not power. Applied knowledge is power. So please don't leave here empty-handed. Take advantage of everything you've learned and take the first imperfect step to your destination. Thank you.
Please keep it coming. For this beautiful lady, I have in a short period of time, she was able, I was able to learn a lot of things. Can we give her a round of applause? Yeah, so thank you so much. And the next on the agenda is for the presentation for Women and Financial Empowerment presentation by the PNC representative. So I'm gonna give the podium to them. Thank you. Can we give them a round of applause?
Hello everyone, my name is Samira L'Esperance. I am a banker at the PNC Bank at the Glenburn branch, and Matthew Sutton here is the assistant branch manager. Maria Mangano was one of the keynote speakers that was supposed to be here today, but I am representing her. So I did create a PowerPoint, but more than likely I might just be talking instead. So PNC Bank is committed to empowering women through financial education and resources. We believe that strong women build strong communities, and we are proud to be a partner in your journey to success. All right, so I do have a step-by-step guide here for new entrepreneurs. So firstly, I want to acknowledge the bravery of each and every one of you for taking this step to start something new. You're not just relying on your 9-to-5 jobs, but instead you are transcending the traditional workday to pioneer innovative solutions that will redefine the business world by setting new industry standards. So sorry, don't get to me. You said a lot of things I would have made mention of, but not to go in depth into it again. Definitely the first step when starting a business, you need to identify the business structure, whether it be a sole proprietorship, a LLC, a nonprofit, a corporation, just to name a few. While we don't provide business structure advice, we will outline the necessary documentation to get your business started. These documents are essential for opening a business account at PNC Bank and most other financial institutions. Additionally, it is important to work with a CPA that can guide you to make that decision on your business structure and registration of your business with the state of Maryland. All right, so launching a startup doesn't always require a lot of funding. A brilliant idea and the right resources can be just as powerful. Remember, an idea is only as good as an execution. So once you've got your concept, opening a bank account is a crucial next step. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the process of opening a bank account, like what do you need to open a business bank account and what type of business bank accounts we have to offer. So at PNC, we do need 2 forms of ID, which is a valid photo ID and a secondary ID with your name printed on it, and your EIN. If your business is registered with the state of Maryland, we are able to pull that business on the Maryland website. So what is exciting about business? The excitement of business lies in its potential. Much like cooking, a successful business requires specific key ingredients. A bank account and a consistent cash flow are fundamental to any operation. We specialize in providing the financial infrastructure your business needs. Our merchant account, in partnership with Clover, offer a range of options to support your growth. So while many businesses partner with Clover, it is important to understand that not all partnerships are equal. A significant advantage of having a financial institution backing your merchant device is the added layer of protection and support. So PNC do offer additional layer security through card tokenization. This process replaces your actual card number with a unique number, with encrypted code that safeguards your business information and data from being breached. So we do have a merchant that's called Mobile Accept. It is a pay-as-you-go payment processing solution. It is ideal for micro business such as food trucks, cleaning services, and similar enterprises. This merchant eliminates monthly fees while still processing card payments. Designed for business with low transaction volume, Mobile Accept is a zero-day NDX, meaning funds are available the same day as the transaction. So technically it's ideal for small businesses in industries like lash technician, nail technician, car detailing, lawn care, and garage sales, just to name a few. So Mobile Accept is limited to transaction under $5,000. We offer several business account options, but for most new businesses, a basic checking account is the best starting point. So to open a checking account, you just need a minimum of $100, and maintaining a $500 balance every statement cycle would waive the monthly service fee. There is a code that I have here that says, never take your eyes off the cash flow because it's the lifeblood of the business. I say that because every business, sorry, let me go to this one here. Yes. So every business cash flow is essential because let's say, for instance, you have a business that needs to invoice your clients. PNC do offer a cheap cash flow solution that surpasses traditional invoicing platform like QuickBooks. Once payment is received, we do send like automated receipts that are generated, eliminating the time-consuming process of handling like checks, and by streamlining invoices and accelerated payment solutions. So some of the cash flow that we offer is like professional invoicing, which creates and sends invoices easily, direct payments to your clients, ACH integration, which allow funds to be available same day, and we do offer free trials as well. PNC Bank is committed to providing flexible solutions without binding contracts. You have the freedom to cancel any PNC service at any time. And we do offer a feature that's called Pinnacle. It is a solution for businesses that requires frequent handle of wire transfer. It offers a secure, efficient way to manage these transactions. So think about it as if you have multiple users, like law firm, CPA. It helps to grant specific permission without compromising the overall account activity. And last but not least, just going to touch a little bit on lending. It is a milestone, but it's definitely not a starting point, because most of the time when we hear business, we think about like, oh, what loans do they have to offer to help me to start a business up? So building a solid business foundation is essential before considering external financing. Your personal credit history is the cornerstone of your business credit. Establishing strong personal credit takes time, technically 3 to 5 years, and it's crucial for your consistent cash flow. This in turn underpins your business credit. And PNC do offer a range of tools to help you embark on your credit journey as well too. So remember, like a newborn, your business needs nurturing before it can thrive. And to close, I wrote a quote here when I realized that I'm attending a business, a women empowerment conference, and it says, you are not just opening business accounts, you are igniting a revolution. This isn't just about banking, it's about breaking barriers. You are here to redefine success, to rewrite the rules of business. Every dollar deposited is a step towards owning your economic destiny. Let's not just participate in the economy, let's dominate it. With PNC by your side, you have a powerful ally in building empires. Thank you so much, and we'll be available to answer any questions.
Sabrina. Can we give her a round of applause now? Thank you. So I don't know about you, but for me, I've been able to learn a lot today.
Yes.
No matter what you think you know, no matter what experience you think you have, there's somebody that knows more than you. And it is very important, like Ms. Boomer said, that you don't just hear, but you be the doer and apply that knowledge that you get in here today. It is about multiplying what you have learned here today. Let us not be that servant who refuse to multiply what Christ gave to him or the master gave to him. So whatever it is that we've learned here today, I want to charge us to make sure we multiply. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have 50 people. You can have one person. It can be that your colleague at work. It can be that your neighbor. It can be anybody. It could be your son, your daughter, your nephew, your niece. Make sure you replicate what you've learned here today, not only in your own life, but in someone else's life. And God bless you. So I want to say that we have a quick musical break, a quick one. And this is featuring Miss Lakendra K. Shenad Pierce. She's going to be performing I Need You Now. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, this was fun? Okay. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Lakendra. I go by the name of Kay Shanae, and I am just honored to be here amongst such great professionals and the Restore Foundation, which I myself am in need of. The song I'm going to sing today is called I Need You Now. It's gotten me through some of the darkest times of my life. Just about a year ago, I lost my youngest twin daughter, 18 years old, to a tragic car accident. And this song has definitely gotten me through some of the toughest times of grief with that. And it just simply says, I need you now, because we all could use and need a little more of Jesus in our lives and our businesses. And I wanted to come here. I was invited by Dr. O, and I just wanted to come and bless you all with this song from my heart. Not a second or another minute, not an hour, another day. But at this moment, with my arms outstretched, I need you to make a way, as you have done so many times before. Through a window or an open door, I stretch my hands to you. Come rescue me. I need you right away. I need you now. I need you now. I need you now. I need you now. Not a second or another minute, not an hour, another day. Lord, I need you right away. If I never needed you before, to show up and restore all the faith that I let slip while I was yet searching the world for more. I'm the truest friend I have in me. You're my best friend, I know I need. I stretch my hands to thee. come rescue me. I need you right away. The agony of being alone, the fear of doing things on my own, the tests and trials that come and make me strong, the feeling of hurt, guilt, shame, and defeat, the waves of trials that beat upon me, but to know that in you, Lord, I've got victory. I need you now, oh Lord, I need you now. Oh, I need you right now, right now, right now. I need you now. Oh, not a second or another minute. Oh, not another day. Please make a way. I need you right away. Oh, I need you to heal my mind, heal my heart, heal my soul. I need you right now. I stretch my hands to thee. Come rescue me, Lord. I need you. I need you. Thank you all so much. Peace and blessings to you.
Thank you for coming, please. I am blessed by that. That is wonderful. Please give her a round of applause again. Please. Thank you so much. I don't know about you. I felt I was like in church, just like that. I was almost speaking in tongues, like, oh, that was wonderful. I am blessed by it, and thank you so much, Miss Lakendra, for coming to bless us with that. Thank you so much. So we're gonna have a quick 2 minute video that we want to watch, and after that, we're going to be calling on. We have about 3 people who want to pitch their business to us. Remember that Project CEO is about empowering women in business. So our panelists will be helping us to decide first, second, and third places. So they're going to come in and talk about their business. But before we do that, we want to quickly watch a 2 minute video about Project CEO and Restore TFI, what we do. Thank you so much.
And I'm the 7th president of Restore TFI. You know, and I'm acting as a domestic violence. My personal experience and my work as a family law attorney as an individual to witness firsthand the damage of the damage that is occasioned upon And as such, the need to be part. Hello, everyone. My name is Bola Mibabane, and I'm the serving president of Restore TFI, a non-profit organization catering to the needs of women and children that are impacted by the harsh realities of divorce, domestic violence, and widowhood. My personal experience and my work as a family mentor has enabled me to witness firsthand the depth of the damage that education is getting. And as such, the need to be part of a solution to establishing a non-profit organization.
So I'm not gonna let that take our time. So while they're trying to figure that out, we're gonna go to the next thing on the agenda, which is the showcase of business proposals and.
And I'm the serving president of Restore
Is it
TFI,
working now?
a non-profit organization catering to the needs of women and children that are impacted by the harsh realities of divorce, domestic violence, and widowhood. My personal experience and my work as a family law attorney has enabled me to witness firsthand the depth of the damage that is occasioned
Check that.
in this category. And as such, the need to be a part of the solution led me to establishing a non-profit organization that caters to that demographic. What is our vision? Our vision in Restore is to curate a community of women leaders who are well nurtured mentally, physically, and spiritually. A community of women who are time tested and trusted to be leaders and be. Hello, everyone. My name is Bola Mibabane, and I'm the serving president of Restore TFI, a non-profit organization catering to the needs of women and children that are impacted by the harsh realities of divorce, domestic violence, and widowhood. My personal experience and my work as a family law attorney has enabled me to witness firsthand the depth of the damage that is occasioned upon women in this category. And as such, the need to be a part of the solution led me to establishing a non-profit organization that caters to that demographic. What is our vision? Our vision in Restore is to curate a community of women leaders who are well nurtured mentally, physically, and spiritually. A community of women who are time tested and trusted to be leaders in business, career, entrepreneurship, education, and nation building. Women who will thrive against all odds, bearing the hammer of their resilient spirit, while they channel the path to greatness for the next level and the next generation of women leaders. Our mission statement is rooted in the holistic approach towards rehabilitation of those affected by this phenomenon, encompassing their mental, physical, and social well-being. We recognize at Restore that such a life-altering event can leave deep scars, and our approach to that is tailored towards healing and empowerment. One of my favorite mantras says, out of every setback is a seed of comeback. So at Restore, our goal is to restore individuals' creative mindset through counseling and mentoring. We also rehabilitate individuals through self-empowerment and restorative initiatives. We aim at creating a robust community of women leaders through collaborative effort and consistent training. This and many more is the reason why you should join our community of women leading together. Thank you.
So thank you. That's about the video. Thank you. So we just wanted to let people to remind you of what we do at Restore, and to also remind you that the resource is available. So if there's anybody in need, it's pointless if the resource is available and nobody is taking advantage of it. And there are people in our community who need this information, who need this help. So we're encouraging everyone. Like I said, we are all ambassadors. We are all Restore TFI's ambassador from this day on. and it is your responsibility to pass the good news to the next person. So thank you very much. So we're going to be calling on the 3 people that have registered themselves, the names, to want to pitch their business idea to us, and our panelists will be helping us to decide which business is first place, second place, or third place, so that we can help with whatever the token is. It might not be a lot, but we're giving out $750, $500, and $250 to us to support their business. So the panelists will be the ones to decide for us who get what. So thank you. As I call the first person here, her name is Miss Ruth Buckway, Christie's Compassionate Care LLC. You're welcome.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So there's no meeting that is by coincidence. It's always God ordained. Coming here today, thank you, Dr. O. I've been able to meet some of my sisters with the same experiences. So I'm Ruth Buckway. I was the head of domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking for DHS in the state of Illinois. And through my experience in domestic violence, I became a single parent, raised 2 children. My daughter died in medical school from acute myeloid leukemia. Now I was angry with God and everybody around me. And so from the experiences of working part-time so I could fly to California every 2 weeks to take care of my daughter, I hired home health care agencies. Some were God sent and some were from the pit of hell. I would tell you, taking care of a loved one is so critical. God calls us to treat others as we would want them to treat us. I was so bitter for so many years. I spent 5 years listening to the song you just listened to a few minutes ago. And I went to God and I said, what can I do? So God said, don't be a Christian by word, be a Christian by action. And so I quit my job of 27 years. I formed a home health care. I don't need 200 patients. I told God I need 25, the age at which my daughter died, so I can show others that there are people on earth that love people who are not related to them. So I moved to Maryland 3 years ago to do this. My daughter was born in Maryland, and through my business, right now we do have 7 clients in 2 years of doing this. And what I do is what you preach. I'm personally involved with my clients. I go to their homes. I treat them as if they were my relative. And in memory of my daughter, her name was Christy. So that's why we call it Christy Compassionate Care. I'm doing what she would have done as a daughter. So don't take your triumphs and spend your life complaining. Be the change in the world. And always remember, everyone has influence. And for the benefit of those of you working in domestic violence, let me tell you the trick in government. Lobby. I had $74 million to manage in Illinois. The state of Maryland has 1 million. Wow. That's what I gave one agency. So go to the governor, tell them what your community is experiencing, and lobby for money. The legislators always have hearings. Go to the legislative hearings and get money for those that are suffering in domestic violence. Thank you and God bless.
A round of applause, please. So the second person that wants to talk about what they do and their business and why they do what they do is Ms. Salman Adetitulawal, says lead consultant, Exquisite Consulting LLC. Let's give her a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Salma Adetitulawal. I am lead consultant, Exquisite Consulting. And I'll start by saying this. I started my career with the largest television network in Africa. And in my almost 20 years of experience, I've noticed something. I meet CEOs. I see the energy that they radiate. I see how much they're passionate about what they're selling. But the moment the CEO leaves and you start dealing with the employees, you start seeing different body language, different attitude. And I started with my team at that time with the Nigerian Television Authority. I started training them and I asked them one question. I said, what are you looking for? I found out that the first thing any employee would ask is, what's in it for me? A lot of CEOs are not answering this question. They just employ. The CEO is somebody who has a picture, the vision. It's so big. Your vision is something you will never attain because it gets farther the moment you get closer. So if you are not able to sell your vision to your employees, you're not selling anything. So over the years, I say to people, I say, where are you going? I ask them, people are doing things, but ask them why they're doing what they're doing, they don't know. So Exquisite Consulting is into designing strategic training programs that would align the CEO's vision to the training. I have attended several trainings. I have trained more than 5,000 people, and I have developed a lot of training programs. But I realized that one that works more is the one that's designed strategically for your business. If your vision is to become the world-class consulting firm, for example, and you employ somebody who's still looking around to, look for some salary, there's job satisfaction and there is job security. Now, what people are looking for in their work life is purpose, good leadership, and professional growth. So I align what they're looking for to your vision, and I make them understand it. It is very unlike the trainings that they watch on video that's so black and flat sometimes. But what I design for your business is I talk to you, you tell me what you're looking for, and I design something strategic for you. A lot of people are also running businesses, they don't have a business plan. They don't even know where they're going. If you do not know where you're going, anywhere will take you there. So where's your there? I ask a lot of CEOs, where's your there? And that's why a lot of businesses don't have scalability. After some time, some laws will just come up and then the business dies because they do not know where they're going. So my business is to talk to your employees, help you align that vision to whatever it is you're selling, and help your employees radiate the same energy that you would radiate anytime. They don't have to market your business for you because you are the one who owns the business, but they would radiate the same energy. I can imagine walking into an organization and the front desk person is on phone speaking and saying to me, just hold on, I'm coming. You know what that can say to me? Even if I know the CEO, I'm leaving the place. A lot of people have lost businesses because of such attitudes. And I believe very strongly that for any single person who's going to take up a job, they also know where they're going. So my business is to help you align your vision with the vision of whoever is going to be on your team. Because if they all know where you're going, it's easier for you. Okay, you can use, okay, you are a quiet person, it's okay, but that's where we're going, and we'll all get there. You can go this way, you can go that way, but that's where we're going. And so this way, all of the people on your team, everybody that's working for you, knows where they're going. You can start by asking your staff on Monday, what's the vision of this organization? You know that most organizations have it written on the board. I can assure you they don't know it. Now, if they do not know the vision of the organization, they don't know it by heart, how can they internalize it and then exude it? So I take people from the current state to the desired state. And that way, even if they're leaving your company, they're working for you with an entrepreneurial mindset. And I give them the impression, not just the impression, I let them know that they're working with you, not for you. And that way, it helps them know that there's something in it for them, because I design programs strategically for you. So a lot of times when people say, oh, but we can get training programs online, I tell them it is not yours. One that's designed for your business is your own for life. And that way, when whether they're watching it virtually or I'm talking to them one-on-one, because I'm also a coach, and I psych them up, I appeal to their self-interest, and that way they align their own mindset into the vision of the organization. So I'll round up by saying this. There is, you cannot feature in a future whose picture you have not captured. Do you understand that? It is something that tells you that no matter how much the vision is, no matter how passionate you are, no matter how, something must lead you to want to start a business. If you do not have the right people on your team, you're just there wallowing, and before you know it, some people will even sell your business to your competitor. A lot of people have called me, Madam, don't worry, we will sell you something cheaper, and this is their boss's business. They do that because they don't understand the vision, because they think that they're making something instant gratification. So I help them to remove all of this mindset and change their mindset from the one that's about them to about your business. And it will be a win-win at the end of the day, because when they're leaving you, maybe for better things, they're leaving with the mindset of an entrepreneur. Thank you so much.
A round of applause for people. Yeah, so I believe we all need somebody like that. Train your employees so that they don't ruin your vision and your business. Yes, the house that is divided cannot stand. So you need to carry that vision, and body and your employee needs to do that. So the third person that I'm going to be calling that's going to talk about their business is Miss Christy Ebon. It's Jenners Royal LLC. So give a round of applause to Miss Christy.
Hello, everyone. Ooh, I love what Ms. Bokwe said, that there's no meeting that is by coincidence. It's God's design. I didn't intend to do this, but before I came here, I'm a Christian as well. I prayed and told God, let me not come here and leave empty-handed. The first person I encounter should be someone that will leave something that would impact me. And as faithful as he is, he answered my prayer. And the first person that spoke to me in this room is this beautiful lady here, Miss Boma. And she encouraged me to pitch the business. Again, like Ms. Bokwe, this business idea is designed around my daughter. I say she's the best thing that I have done so far in my whole existence. She was born in 2021. Before her, my mother of blessed memory has been someone who was very fascinated about beauty. And I always noticed that in her closet, there are some creams that you can't touch. And she has 3 girls. And that always aroused my curiosity. Amongst her 3 girls, I'm the darkest in skin color. All of them are very light skinned. And I felt like maybe that's why she didn't want me to touch those creams. And I always asked her, what was in those creams that she won't let me touch them? She said, no, they are for adults. And I kept wondering, we have the same skin. We're humans. Why would some adults, why would some humans use a certain cream and others can't use it? But then I left that there. And over time, I've always been fascinated with the fact that my skin color is unique to other people. And I didn't intend to change it because I told myself that's my unique identity. That there might be other people who are named Christy, but there's nobody who has my skin, so that's my print right there. And I'll do anything I can to maintain it. Now, we live in a world where the doctor mentioned something, I think it had something to do with our mental health, that makes women require bigger breasts, bigger behind. It also affects our skin color. What I noticed that over the years has been happening is the desire to change our skin color. And it has become a big business. The market is there. People are making money, but the one thing that always arouses me is what are the consequences to that? Because the ingredients that are being used, are they safe for human body? It might not manifest immediately, but there's definitely something that happens over time. And I've always asked God to give me an experience of something, so when I share it with others, I share it from a place of passion because I've experienced it. Sometime in Nigeria, I bought a cream from the local store. Again, I don't go buy creams trying to change my skin. And after using that cream, I woke up one morning and I was peeling like a snake. I didn't understand what that was. I looked at my sheets and it's like my skin was literally shedding. I went to the doctors and they did all manner of tests. They said nothing was wrong with me, but I was shedding. I could not sit where the sun reflects because I would be burning like there's pepper on my body. I didn't understand what it was. They did all kinds of tests. And after 3 months, the doctor said I was poisoned. And it had to do with something that I put on my skin. So I cleared out my entire closet and trashed it. And there was one thing the doctor said, I should use olive oil on my skin. Nothing else. And behold, for 3 weeks, I used just olive oil. And my skin came back like a newborn baby skin to the point where he was telling me to stay away from anything that has chemicals because I have the same skin as a newborn baby. And that told me that everything that we need to maintain the skin God has given us is in nature. Even if we want to change our skin color, there are ingredients in plants that God created without the chemicals that could do that. That could brighten our skin, that could smooth our skin, and yet protect it without putting things, because what the doctor has said is the poison did not just happen. It had been building up over time, and that was the reaction that manifested in my skin. So I started studying about the things in nature. Because it was lotion, right? When we take a shower, we want to put on lotion to moisturize the skin. What can I put in my skin that will maintain the moisture and mimic the oils in my skin? Because God created us perfectly. He didn't create our skin to shed or to dry. It's because of the environmental issues that have made our skin that way. So there's something that he put in that skin that if you bring it out, it will protect itself, it will nourish itself. Food and all of that is part of it. And think about it, the plants that we're told to eat to keep us healthy can be applied on our skin and it will maintain the skin. And one of such is shea butter. In Ghana, they use shea butter as oil to cook. There's a reason for that. So if you can ingest shea butter and it maintains your skin from the inside, it will do the same thing when you put it on it. And that's the base of all the products that I make. And my daughter, again, was another testimony. When I had her, she had very sensitive skin. I bought like 3 different baby products with 3 different price ranges. I realized that the one that was most expensive was what seemed to be working, that she was not reacting on. But then I asked myself, how sustainable is that? She's a baby. If I have to spend that much money to sustain her skin, what happens when she's older? And it took me back to where I'm from, Africa. And what do our mothers use? Shea butter, palm kernel oil. And I took the shea butter I had in the house, mixed it up, whipped it so it's a bit lighter, and I started applying it on her skin. And all the rashes, the dryness went away. And that's what I've been doing. And that's where Jamie's Royal Skincare was born, 2021. By the grace of God, I registered the business last year, and I'm looking forward to building products that are family friendly, no chemicals, no parabens, and they can do exactly the same things that we spend so much money buying creams that are making us sick.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A round of applause again for Jamie's Royal. Miss Christie wears so many hats. She's so many things. She sings beautifully too. Yeah. So she does hair. She has a beauty, like a beauty parlor that she's trying to set up. She made my wig. Yeah. So when I went to her to get my wig, and then she told me, oh, I have this cream something, and she wanted to give me. I said no. How much is it? I'll pay for it. So that when I remember that I paid for it, I'll remember to use it. And I tried it, and it was really, really wonderful. It made my skin really glossy, but not oily. You know, it's beautiful. I have it in my bathroom. I think I have it in my back because I try to rub it in my hands. So I told them, like, we have this project coming up. You can come talk about it. You know, if you're not too shy, you never can tell. We may be able to support in one way or the other. So I'm glad that she's able to do that today. And I want to also talk quickly about one thing that we need to do. I was informed that one of our panelists may want to leave. The next thing on the agenda is supposed to be the afternoon keynote speaker, which is Mr. Muddy. But I'm going to quickly switch that up and call on Miss Attorney Morenike Oyenusi because she needs to leave. So kindly welcome Attorney Morenike Oyenusi.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for the accommodation. I do have to be at an event at 2, so I'm grateful for that. And I want to thank everybody for being here today. And for those who have suffered losses, I'm really sorry for your losses. And I also want to commend the people who plugged their businesses. You know, well done. I really enjoyed listening to those. But I'm here today to talk about coping with loss, grief, and trauma. I'm not a professional counselor. I'm speaking from my own perspective as someone who has experienced profound loss, grief, and trauma, but who has also experienced immense grace. I use the word trauma loosely, not as Dr. O was using it. You know, I'm not a professional, so I'm not using it medically or scientifically. So I'm just, I'm using that term loosely. But I want to share my very personal story in order to encourage other women and to let you know that in the middle of darkness, there are light and hope. Over the span of a single year, I faced the unimaginable. The loss of my beloved parents in April 2020. They died within 2 weeks of each other. And then my brother, my only sibling, in October 2020. And then my husband in June 2021. My journey of grief has been overwhelming and it still continues, but it has also been a testament to the incredible power of support from people and the awesome grace and love of God. So today I want to share my story with you, how it inspired me to keep going, how it inspired me to write my picture book, The Shepherd's Care, and I want to share some tips with you on how to deal with grief, loss, or trauma. And it's a good place to pause and remind everyone that there are different kinds of trauma, and grief can be caused by so many different factors outside of loss. For example, there's trauma caused by an abusive relationship, which you spoke about earlier today, but I'm focusing on grief induced by loss. But a lot of the things I talk about can be applied to other circumstances. So losing my parents and my brother and husband in such a short time frame left me in a state of disbelief and profound sadness. Each loss in itself was devastating. My parents were my support and cheerleaders. My brother was my confidant, to whom I talked every day and with whom I shared history. And my husband was my best friend and my companion. We had been married almost 26 years. The emptiness was unbearable and the grief at times felt insurmountable. But my traumatic journey had actually begun long even before the losses, starting with my father's stroke, which happened several years before that. And then in 2018, my husband 2016, he had 2 strokes. And then, which he recovered from, and then he had a heart attack in 2018. And then in 2018, my mother went into a coma and traumatic brain injury after a senseless accident in Lagos, when she was hit by the loose tire of a passing trailer as she was standing by the side of the road with her sisters buying plants. You know, the trailer went by and the tire spun off and hit her in the head, and she went into a coma. But anyway, amidst my own darkness of grief-induced trauma, there were many beacons of light. My pastor was a significant source of comfort after my parents' passing. His support made me feel like a little girl who had a loving father, literally. He would call me and ask me basic questions like, had I eaten and what did I eat? He, along with others, embodied the grace and love of God, providing a safety net that caught me when I was at my lowest. Amidst the trauma of 2020, which of course we also know, we also had COVID and the challenges of COVID at that time. In addition to juggling my many responsibilities as a full-time lawyer, as a mother of 3, as a wife and a caregiver, because I was a primary caregiver for my dad who lived with us, my husband as well, and then my mom who was, recovering from the TBI. But amidst all that, I was empowered to set up my own publishing entity, and that year I raised $18,000 to publish my first book. In 2022, I published my second, and then inspired primarily by my pastor's care after I lost my parents, and by other acts of kindness and support that I experienced, I wrote my third book, which is called The Shepherd's Care, and it's a picture book for children aged 3 to 8, and it was published in 2024. In that story, 6-year-old Lydia experiences the sudden and unexpected death of her father. But through various acts of kindness from the people she meets, Lydia learns about empathy and community support. God sends individuals into her life to show her love and support, helping her navigate her grief. She learns in the process how to show kindness to others. And I mentioned community support. That's been talked about a great deal today. Community support is so important. The support of family and friends and loved ones are so important. So the book emphasizes the values of kindness, empathy, and support. It encourages people to offer compassion to those who are suffering. We've talked about that. Reach out to people, be kind to them, love them. And it shows them how their actions, no matter how small, can make a significant difference in someone's life. Just as my pastor's actions and the support of others made a difference in mine. So because I have very little time, I'm going to go on to the importance of self-care after a loss in the midst of trauma, or in the midst of trauma. Coping with loss or trauma requires intentional self-care. And a lot of what I'm going to say, Dr. O talked about earlier. So it's as if she read my notes and I read hers. So the first thing that I found very helpful, that is very important, is our prayer and faith. It's really crucial to maintain your prayer life in the midst of whatever trauma that you're going through, to maintain your faith, even though it seems very challenging, it seems really difficult, and then sometimes, we ask God questions, and we have to maintain our hope during the period. It's very crucial for you to remember that God will never leave you nor forsake you, no matter how the circumstances may seem. He's always there with you. And so it's crucial to continue to maintain your relationship with the community of believers. The second thing I want to mention, and we've talked a great deal about that today, is seeking professional help. If needed, do not hesitate to seek help from a therapist or counselor or from an organization like Restore TFI. Seeking professional help is not a shameful thing. It's not a sign of weakness. In fact, admitting that you need help and seeking help, for me, is a show of courage and a sign of strength. And it's important to know, especially if you're in an abusive situation, like domestic violence, you need to get immediate help. The third thing is allow yourself to grieve, or allow yourself the permission to feel whatever pain and sorrow you're going through. Don't kind of block it away, don't hide it. Allow yourself to experience it, because it's in experiencing it that you can get past it. So, and grieving, remember that grieving is a personal process that takes time. It really takes a long, it's been a few years now, and it's a process, it still goes on. Then I want to encourage people to seek support. Surround yourself with supportive people who can offer comfort and understanding. This can include friends, it can include your family, it can include support groups. Don't be hesitant to reach out for help when you need it, or even when you just want to talk. Don't be shy about talking about your feelings.
If you're feeling bad, talk to somebody about it. Don't just keep it within yourself. If you just want to, even if it's just to hear somebody's voice, call that person and say, hey, I need to talk. It's really important. Then I want to encourage you to take care of your physical health. Ensure you're eating well. Ensure you're getting enough sleep and engage in physical activity. I took intentional steps to take care of myself. I watch what I eat. I take long walks as I was introduced earlier, as somebody who likes to take very long walks, and I do that almost every day. And my journey of self-care still continues. And in fact, everybody's journey of self-care should continue. You should never cease. You should always take care of yourself. And then engage in activities that you enjoy. We heard about that earlier. Find solace in hobbies or activities that bring you joy. I love to read. I'm a writer, but I also love to read, and I read daily, and I participate in my book clubs. Before I go to bed, I take the book that I like to, that I'm reading. I read 15 minutes of that. My journey, as I said, you just have to do things that you enjoy doing to really allow yourself to live and to continue to live and to enjoy life, whatever the case may be. I like to travel. Last year, I went to 11 countries by the grace of God. I have to add that. And then guard your heart. Dr. O spoke about that as well. I think she talked about keeping boundaries, setting boundaries. Be careful of predators. Be careful of those who are not really your friends. Those who just want to take advantage of your vulnerability. They claim that they're there for you, but because you're vulnerable, then they take advantage. So you also have to be wise and exercise caution. Even as you're trying to speak to people, exercise caution. So, and I have a few minutes there, but I want to also talk about encouraging people to support others going through a grieving process. So to support other people, be present, be there for them. It can really be incredibly supporting and comforting. Reach out to them and perform little acts of kindness, offer to bring them a meal, take them out to lunch or dinner, get them their favorite book, call them and ask how they're doing. Everything helps. What you consider small might be a lifesaver for that person. Be kind and continue reaching out. Listen, allow them to share their feelings and offer help in practical ways. Acknowledge their loss or trauma and let them know you are aware of their pain and are there to support them. Encourage professional help. If they seem to be struggling, gently suggest that they seek professional help and kind of, keep at them gently and, encourage them to do that. And one last word, children are often called the forgotten grievers because they grieve differently. So pay attention to your children. They may not express themselves and they may seem as if they haven't really experienced anything, but they have, and they're processing it their own way. So I encourage you to be there for your children, to be involved in their lives, to listen all the time. Even in my process, I make sure that my children call me anytime, and every day we still talk. We talk a lot, and I ask them how they feel, and they feel free to come to me to talk to me. So whatever their ages may be there for your children as well. Thank you.
And again, first of all, we always expect people to be nice to us. We always expect to be treated right. But I know that a lot of time we have oversight of telling ourselves how we're treating other people. Everybody wants to be treated nice. Everybody wants to be respected. But I want us to take time to reflect every time. Do I give what I'm expecting? Do I treat others right? Do I consider others? Because when you see people along the road, as we're seated here, we're all going through a lot, our different stories and our different journey. We're looking pretty because we had to come outside. Some of us are really burning inside. Now, it would be worse off if I now have an encounter with you and then you double that grief for me and that pain for me. Meanwhile, you could have alleviated that by maybe a nice smile or a warm conversation or just be respectful. So I want us to always be careful and be conscious of how we deal with people. I say that because I don't know Attorney Morenike personally, but I think we happen to attend the same church. And I have seen her in church once in a while, But one thing is, while she was going through what she was going through, I was a member of the church. I have no clue. So we don't know what the next person is going through. We don't know if they are at their lowest. We don't want to heap more coal on that. We don't want to add salt to the injury. We want to leave an impression, whether you know what they are going through or not. Be mindful of how you treat them. Let your encounter with them leave them a better person than they met you. I just wanted to say that because we all go through a lot. We all go through a lot. We all keep a lot inside because of the stigmatization or because we're just careful of being vulnerable. But I want you to know that you might not get the response from that person that you want. But if you leave them with a positive mindset, they would never forget that encounter. So go out there and begin to impact other people, begin to leave positive impact and begin to impact their lives such that they might not meet you again in life, but they will never forget that first encounter. So I pray that God help all of us in Jesus' name. We are not in church and so I am going to come. Okay. So yeah, I know. So I think, do you have the names of the books, please?
Oh, my books are called, this is what? My books are Chasing Butterflies in the Sunlight, The Shepherd's Care, and then Isaiah and the Orchestra of Sounds. And I'm working on publishing my fourth book, which is called The Primary Colors. And also I wanted to mention that I've published somebody else's book. It's called, it's to give support to pastors' wives who are going through traumatic situations.
So if you have any material, your cards or anything, please leave it on the table. Please talk to people and let us go out and patronize. That's the reason why we are here. We are here to support each other, whether we are existing business owners or we are struggling business owners trying to find our feet. It's just there's no sense in it if we cannot support each other. It is to form a community of people who are leading together, and that's why Restore is here. So thank you for going out to support Attorney Moreni Care's business and his publishing house and everything. Thank you so much. So I'm going to be calling on the next person now. I wanted to please give this man, the only man on the panelists, a round of applause. He came here before all of us. So give Mr. Emodi a round of applause.
Well, thank you all. What a load of information.
Yes.
It's been, let me first of all say that it's very humbling to be in the midst of this great, all of you women. Thank you so much for inviting me. Now, I had some slides. I'm not sure how this is going to go. Okay. While we're trying to do that, let me just ask this. Any woman making history lately? Maybe?
Yes. Yes.
History.
History. Yes. Kamala.
Very timely conversation,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That's wonderful. Okay. All right, Dr. O reminded me. Anyway, before we get started, I want you to think about, as we handed out those handouts, I want you to think about 4 things, though. It's right there on the first page. What motivated you to attend today? When you hear words like money, investing, and wealth, what comes to mind? Who are the most important people in your life, and how do they impact your financial decisions? What financial goals do you hope to achieve? So, how about later in life? Anyone want to share that? Share their thoughts on that? All right, I know my minute is counting. Dr. O's keeps reminding me. Well, what motivated me to be here today is to meet those of you I don't know yet and share some of the ways that I can help achieve the lifestyle and what you want now and what you want in the future. I look forward to hopefully getting to know more about you in the future if you want to set up time to talk one-on-one. For now, let's get into the real reason we're here today, to talk about how we can help you feel good about your finances so you can confidently plan for your future. Today, I've been asked to talk about financial planning for women. Okay, if you look at the third slide there, it talks about women have power. You know, when I hear people talk about, especially in the financial services ecosystem, talk about empowering women, but to empower women means to give power to them. And women already have power. They have the power. Look at those statistics up there on the third page. $10 trillion in investable assets by women. And it's projected, women are projected to control 75% of discretionary spending by 2028 and make up more than half the US workforce. So the power is already there. We just have to know how to channel it. Now, at this core of financial planning, though, there are three things. Understanding where you are today. How much do you have saved? Are you investing? Knowing where you want to be tomorrow. Do you want to be ready to start your business? A lot of us here are business owners, right? Ready to write a tuition check, ready to retire. And finally, it's having a plan to show how you get there. What steps do you need to take? That means everyone can get there no matter where you are in your financial journey today. I believe everyone deserves to feel confident and in control of their finances. All right, I have I believe the fourth slide there talks about understanding where you are today. We've already broken it down to three parts, so let's start with the first one. With the lady jogging there. Let's break it down and start with understanding where we are today. So you think about your current finances, you know, you ask yourself certain things such as, do you have money set aside for unexpected expenses? Or even, in what case do you need to take some time off from work? Do you have the high interest debt, college loans, that most of us are familiar with that? Some of us. Are you saving, or better yet, investing to pay for future expenses? This could be a larger home, second home, a child's college education, your own retirement, or any myriad of things. Are you on the right path to achieve your financial goals? Do you have a financial plan? Part of the planning process is knowing your starting point with an accurate view of your current complete financial picture. If you haven't taken the time to do it yet, I recommend you do so. It's one of the first things that I share with my clients. Next slide there talks about knowing where you want to be tomorrow. Once you have a solid understanding of your current situation, you will want to think about where you want to be tomorrow. What are your future goals? So what does it consist of? It's about your family and those who you care about. A secure future. Fund a child's education. Travel more. I think a lot of people talked about traveling more. Buy a vacation home or investment property. Start or grow your business. Give to support a cause and that you care about. Pay for an aging loved one's care. Live well in retirement. Leave money to your heirs. What about sustainability? The next slide here talks about sustainability. Why not a goal you may also want to think about how you feel about sustainable and impact investing. You want to explore the idea of investing in the momentum of our changing world with investment strategies that incorporate sustainability, analysis alongside traditional financial analysis to help identify opportunities and mitigate risks. Or if you are looking to align your investment to your personal sustainability and impact preferences while pursuing competitive returns, you can do that too. Planning considerations for women. And if you are like most people, living well in retirement is one of your largest financial goals. As a woman, you'll want to build a larger nest. Why? Well, women tend to live longer than men. We know that. Which is actually good news, right? I think so. But it also means you'll spend more years in retirement. In fact, an average woman outlives men by 5 years. Plus, women spend about $195,000 more on healthcare costs during retirement compared to men. The net of it is that you need to save more for retirement. Critical. One of the biggest risks is not investing. If you look at that chart, there's a graph on the 10th page. Okay? Speaking of saving, often the title of that diagram is one of the biggest risks is not investing. Putting it aside, we got to start now. Speaking of saving, often the term savings and investing are used interchangeably. I may even switch between the two throughout today's presentation. But it's important to remember that when I say save, that doesn't mean put all your money into a savings account or just leaving it in cash. In fact, one of the biggest risks to not achieving your financial goal is not investing. If you take a look at that chart that I'm referring to, the lightest blue line is what you will have if you invested $100,000 in January 2007 and then pulled it out of the market in January 2009, 2 years later. As you can see on that chart, you'll have $55,000. The next scenario shown as the gray line shows that you'll have, if you invested the same amount of money, $100,000 in January 2007, pulled it out of the market in January 2009, and then reinvested it 2010. The total in January 2023, as you can see there, is $254,000. And the final scenario there is, as you can see in the final scenario, the dark blue line, right? You'll have $436,000 in January 2023 if you simply invested the $100,000 in January 2007 and left it in the market the entire time. Huge difference. Keep in mind that the most experts will agree that you may not want to start investing until you have paid off your higher interest debt. Things like credit cards or other unsecured loans. When it comes to college loans, don't wait to pay off before you start investing. Generally, they are at a lower rate, and it's best to simply keep paying them while you invest for your future. I'm going to go to the next slide that talks about having a plan. Everything we've talked about boils down to having a plan to show how you'll get there. So, and the last, perhaps the most important aspect of financial planning is having a plan to show how you will get there. In other words, what are the steps you'll want to take now and in the years ahead to get you closer to your goals and objectives? Whether you're starting out, settling down, or preparing for the future, these peaks and valleys of life have financial implications. Many of these milestones aren't unique to women alone, of course, and different people take different paths, but connecting your life to your finances can help you plan and prepare for whatever might come your way. What about tying the knot? The next slide. For many, getting married is a joyous event, but many people, both women and men, don't think about the financial implications of getting married. It's extremely important to take the time to discuss you and your spouse's future individual financial pictures, things like assets, debt, goals for the future. Then think about how you'll like to handle your finances if you're married. Being on the same page about family finances can help contribute to marital bliss if you, your children, grandchildren, or even a parent are getting married. I'll be happy to have conversations about all things you might want to consider to help you and prepare for financial future. The next slide there is talking about paving your own path. Women who may not have a partner have many financial responsibilities resting on their shoulders. It's important to establish a strong foundation and explore options like long-term care policies to help you ensure you have caregiving services you need as you age. If you have children, it could be important to take advantage of the 529 college savings plan to fund college education and a robust estate planning. And we get a lot of attorneys here, so estate planning is a critical aspect of a comprehensive financial plan. The key here is to help you prepare for your financial future, given your personal circumstances, and to make sure that your financial plan and estate documents line up with your goals and your priorities. Making a career change also is one critical element that women particularly go through, because when you go through separation, that means sometimes making a career change. Changing careers can be a transformative experience, but when embarking on a new career path, women need to be aware of potential changes in income and benefits, along with any possible adjustments to budgeting, savings goals, and debt management. Take time to understand the benefit packages when you start a job or switch jobs. Somebody talked about that earlier. Almost getting to the end of the slide. Starting a family is also part of something that the women are particularly should be focused on. Becoming a mother and raising a family is exciting and rewarding, but it's also expensive. Any major life event is a good time to reassess your financial priorities and approaches, and becoming a mother is about as major as it gets. It is raising the average. Listen to this. Raising the average bundle of joy can cost more than $310,000, and that doesn't include college tuition, which could be over $500,000 if you have a child attending a private college in 2040. So another particularly focused slide here is rebuilding after a divorce or being widowed. Everyone's life path is different. It might not be fun to talk about, but divorce and widowhood are real possibilities. We've expressed a lot of that here today. And they can have a significant impact on a woman's financial situation. In the case of divorce, you should understand the divisions of your assets, potential alimony or child support consideration, and the long-term financial impact. Key, adjusting to a single income or managing a newly inherited estate can be challenging. Okay? And, confidently plan for your future and see what's possible. As a Merrill Lynch Wealth Management Advisor, we can help you understand where you are today, and one of the industry's most comprehensive views into your wealth and a personalized plan showing your net worth, goals, current portfolio scenarios, progress to goals, and more. And then, of course, the most important part of the process, showing you how you get there with access to quick answers to your most pressing questions about money, how likely you are to achieve your goals, and changes you can make to increase your chances. Merrill Lynch investing in Bank of America banking and the borrowing solutions to put your plan into motion. Before I wrap up though, I want to make this one final point. Financial planning doesn't have to be hard. You look at that last picture there, just as financial plans come in all shapes and sizes, so do our client relationship. When we work together, you get to choose how you want to experience planning. Perhaps you like to tackle one pressing question at a time, or you prefer to do it all at once. That's up to you. Relationship building is what I do with clients. Thank you so much.
I want to quickly charge us to let us know that the resources that God has, put in our paths today, you don't meet them every day. And I want us to take advantage of this. Those people are expertise in everything they do. And if you ordinarily want to consult with them, I'm sure you know that you have to come for some money to speak with them. But they are here today just to bless us with this information, and I want us to take advantage. If you need to call, if you need to book appointment, if you're thinking about the structures of business to have, you can talk to Ms. Boma. If you want to hear more about mental health, you can contact Dr. Ho. If you want to start taking that baby step to plan your financial future and your estate planning, all that you need to do, you can talk to Mr. Emily. His information is right there on those materials that he passed over to us. And I just don't want us to just go outside of this place today, like Ms. Boma said what she was saying, rightfully, she said that knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So I charge you, take a baby step, take an imperfect step towards your financial future, like she said. Try to do something. Don't do two, just do one. Leave here today. Make sure you take one step in one direction out of all the things you've heard today. That will make me happy. Because you remember that it was when you come to one of our series of Project CEO that you took that step. And that's enough for us. So I'm charging all of us. Let us not do what we're used to doing. The problem we have is not with lack of information. The problem we have is lack of action. A lot of us have heard these things before. We're hearing it again. And we fail to take steps and we fail to take action. Let us not bury the seed that we have in our hand. It will not germinate. You need to plant it. So I'm begging all of us to please remember this today, that you will go out of here today and take a step, a baby step. God will help all of us in Jesus' name. Amen. So I want to quickly say, our panelists told me that they already have the results for the people who pitch, but before we go to that one, I'm quickly going to call on Miss Adeola Atekoja. She's going to be talking to us about some nice things. We can take a tea break while we do that, and after that we will call on the winners of our pitching. Thank you very much. Miss Adeola Atekoja, please. A round of applause.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I don't know how you're feeling. I think I'm in the best place. The best Saturday afternoon, the best event that I needed to be. And I'm not going to follow the protocol. I don't want too serious, but I just believe that this is where I need to be. And I want to tell your neighbor, you are in the right place. You are in the right place where you need to be, doing what you need to do, and hearing what you need to hear that will position you to the next stage you need to be. Can you put your hands together for yourself? Because tell me, you can be at home sleeping, you can be at home just scrolling on the, or watching anything on the media, but it shows that every one of us in this room are going places. And that there's a future that together is awaiting us based on these tools and this information that we have been privileged to be blessed with. And I want you to just imagine for a moment the story that I've been told this afternoon. And first and foremost, I want you to please put your hands together for the organizers of this event. The Chief Imagination Officer of the Store Theater. She is an incredible human being that God has put in time like this to help bring hope. And the little time that I've had interaction with her, by the way, I was privileged to be the one that published our first book. And it was published and it was launched with a very wonderful event sometime in March. And with talking from that perspective, I want us to imagine how much goodness that is inside of this great vessel that is waiting to be unleashed all over the places. And you had her in her opening speech. She said, this is just an inkling of what is to come, that this foundation is going to Ghana sometimes this year. And for those of us that knows what that means, it's just about going about doing good. And then when we talk about doing good, there is no how you can do good without you being a part of something good by supporting it. So everything we've seen here, I believe that there are many ways we can support this great work. And it goes beyond just financially. And if that is how you see yourself being able to, or you have people that need this information, by you just taking a moment to share about it, talk about it, get a link, share it among your peers, among your network, that there's something good going on in this place, and many of us just need to be an apostle to proclaiming it so that many people can get the support and the support they all need in everything they are going through. And I know the slide is not up, but I want you to make sure before you leave here, reach out to the desk and ask how you can be of support to this great work. And they'll be willing to share with you. I'm a volunteer in the team. I help in the area of helping people tell their stories by packaging it through books, because every one of us have a story, and there's no one that can tell your story like you do. And it is time for us to begin to take that shift, telling our story in such a way that we can use it to prepare a legacy that the coming world, the world behind us, coming before, they can have something they can be able to begin to navigate their future with. Thank you very much for coming, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Takode. God bless you. Thank you so much. Talking about supporting Restore TFI, we appreciate everybody's support. And what we are trying to say today is, if you are blessed to be able to support us financially, that is okay. God continue to bless you. But we need volunteers. We need counselors. We need to get the word across to people. So we're encouraging people to sign up to volunteer. The barcode on our table, please let everybody bring out their phone and scan that barcode. If you're willing to support us, it takes you to our registration place. It takes you to our support page. So you decide how you want to support us. If you want to support us financially, that is okay. But most of all, for us, it is about the impact. So please make sure that you tell somebody, and you tell the other person, and that other person tells another person about Restore TFI and about the resources that is available at their fingertips, so that we're not selfish, right? We're carrying everybody along. So I'm going to call on, and after this, the floor is open for questions. If you have any question for any of our panelists that are still available, then please approach them. Don't just hurry out. Try to network, try to get contact, try to, sell yourself. But before we start asking questions, I'm going to call on Dr. Ho to please come forward and present us to the result of the pitching that we have from some of our business owners, and then so that we can also present the checks to them. Thank you very much. Please welcome Dr. Ho, everybody.
Well, good afternoon now. When we met before, it was good morning. So, good afternoon. So, we had 3 phenomenal contestants. They'll please come out because I don't know each person's names except for one. The 3 of you were fantastic. Oh, okay. Okay, so she got it. You didn't have to come out like that. I'm sorry, we still have to come out. So we'll start from the third. You were, by the way, the 3 of you were fantastic. And thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing your stories. So our third place is Miss Adetutu. Miss Adetutu, a consultant. Okay, they want you here. Out here. Miss Adetutu, our third prize winner. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our second prize winner. Miss Christy. Miss Christy is our second prize winner. Congratulations. Wow. And that's a prize of $250 there, $500 here. And our grand winner, Miss Ruth. And that's for a prize of $750.
I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of all the 3 of us. There was something I didn't mention, and it was purposeful so that it will not influence the decision. every funding, every money that we receive through Christie's Compassionate Care is not used by me. I donate the house. I have a son who is an attorney, my last born. I'm retired, you have to resign to retire, so I retired early. All funds that we get goes to St. Jude's Hospital for Children. My daughter was the 5th patient that the stem cell was done, so it goes to Caring Memorial. Yesterday, I found out a young girl in Nigeria has cancer, so part of this money is going to go to her to start
A round of applause, please.
Say hi.
Thank you. So, as we're rounding up, and as, like I said, the floor is open for questions and networking, and as we're rounding up, there's something I want to say. I want to first of all thank God for the opportunity for this day. I want to thank God for His faithfulness. I want to thank God for the grace that He has provided. I want to thank Him for the resources that He has also provided, the helpers, people who are available to help, people who are ready to sell themselves out for your vision and to support you as if it is theirs. I thank God for those kind of people that He has surrounded me with and impacted this organization with, and I know that with God, we're just starting. Now, I want to thank some of our sponsors. I want to thank Christ Embassy Lago. They've been very supportive in the first of I also want to thank Christ Embassy Alexander, the second prize was donated by Christ Embassy Alexander. Yeah. So I want to thank people like Dr. Ho, who has been of immense help. And I'm not overemphasizing this. I'm saying that because I know how she has been so impactful to this organization. I know how she has taken it upon herself as if this is her vision. And by the way, she's one of our board members for the Ghana Restore TFI. So a round of applause for Dr. Harrison. And I also want to thank every one of us who has made it a point to be here today. I want to thank us for taking that step of coming here today. I want to thank us in advance for, pledging to spread the word around, for Restore, for all the businesses that you've heard about today. Make yourself an ambassador in a community of women where people are thriving and helping each other. You may not need that help right now. You may think, oh, your business is up there and it's sustainable and you're doing well, or you're not even a business owner at this point. But you don't know what your journey in life is going to take you through. You don't know when you're going to need help. And you know what they say about we reap what we sow. So when you support one person, people will support you. So I'm going to encourage us to support all the businesses that we hear about here today. I'm going to encourage us to also spread the news and the word about Restore and other foundations that you've heard about here today. Lastly, but not the least, I want to call on Pastor Joy, but that's after I've given people who want to ask any question or who want to network or meet with our panelists to meet with them. After that, Pastor Joy Onopite would come in and give us a closing remark. But I was supposed to talk about how immigration impacting women in our community. But I'm not going to hold us down with that. But I'm going to say, by the grace of God, I am an immigration attorney. I'm a family law attorney. I do family law, I do personal injury as well, and I do a bit of corporate law, helping to write policies and procedure and setting up business. The reason why I'm putting that out is if you know anybody going through any immigration problem, if you know someone who is at a point where they don't know what to do, I'm on a spill dive. Just call us. You have our numbers over there and let me know. We'll see where we can come in. A lot of women are facing a lot of, obstacles, hurdles. A lot of women are immigrants in this country, undocumented immigrants. Some of them are in abusive relationships. Some of them are trafficked here, to be sex workers. Some of them are in relationships where they can't even come out to talk to people about what they are going through. Some of them are widows. They lost their husband. The husband was in the process of filing for them, and all of a sudden the guy is dead. And what do? They don't know what to do. So, but there's always a way out. There's always a solution. There's always someone to talk to. So if you know any in your community, if you know women who are going through one challenge or the other, especially immigrant women who are undocumented, who are afraid to come out of the closet, who don't know who to talk to, there are a lot of platforms for them. There's a lot of benefit for them, opportunity and options for them. For instance, if you're abusing your relationship, you can file VAWA. If you feel your spouse who's supposed to be sponsoring you is going to back out on you and you're not going to get help, well, there are opportunities. Some people are even being abused by their own children, treated, unnicely. Yes, if you have a citizen child who is abusing you, there is an opportunity. There are ways out. If you've been a victim of trafficking, there is a way out. There is a way how we have U visas, we have T visas. These are opportunities that women like that can benefit from. If you have ever been a victim of any form of crime at all, stalking, rape, anything, and you're undocumented, there's a way out for you. So if there is anybody that you know that may be going through any form of challenges, immigration-wise, women and children, especially children who have been brought into this country since they were little, have been abandoned by a parent, we have something that is called SIEGE. There's always a pathway for you to get that. You can get your documentation in the US, you can eventually get your residency, and then finally get your citizenship. So I wanted to just say that out here so that we know that Restore is all out to help our community. We're looking out to help women community. We are looking out to create a robust community of women that can also go out, and be representative and ambassadors of Restore everywhere in the world. So please reach out to us, reach out to our law firm. We're willing to help you. And I pray that by the time we have our second annual Project CEO next year, it's going to be bigger than this. We're going to have people saying, hey, I came here last year. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate all of you. I am not taking this for granted. And I charge you all to go out and be a representative of Restore TFI. God bless you. Thank you. So if you have questions, feel free. And if we don't have any questions at this time, we're going to call on Miss Pastor Joy Onopite to give us a vote of thanks. Thank you so much, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I think there's no question. I assume that I have not seen any hands up. But right away, we're going to be closing. Praise the Lord. Okay. We have a lot of pastors here. Every day is not a church. But guess what? The Bible says wherever two or three are gathered, it's right here. Praise the Lord. Okay. So first of all, I'd like to say congratulations to all our winners. Please give them a round of applause. And I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you, first of all, to the president of Restore, TFI, Miss Bola Babafemi, such an amazing leader to work with. She's actually given each and every member of the team an opportunity to be relevant in this area. Even though every member of the team is busy with other professions, but we've all seen a need and found all our places in this organization. We're very grateful to that. And also to the amazing Restore team. Please give them a round of applause. Such an amazing team to work with. I'm so grateful to be a part of the team. We have our event coordinator, Ms. Bukola, always right here with us. Please give her a big hand. And we have the communications and communications manager here. He was here earlier, but he had to leave. He has another event, but we're grateful to him. I am responsible for the counseling and family support, and I'm very honored to be here today. And of course, to all our volunteers, you have no idea how many volunteers we have. They're so diverse. We have doctors, we have attorneys, we have lawyers, we have pastors, we have counselors, even students. We have quite a lot of them, and we're most grateful to them. Every time we need people at our fingers' tips, they just turn up, and we're very, very grateful. Then, of course, to all our keynote speakers, thank you all for coming. We're grateful. We're glad you made it. You know, while we were putting this event together, we were very skeptical. Who do we call? But they were just here. We called and they responded. So thank you so much. We're most grateful. And of course, to each and every one of you, this event would not have been nothing without you. Imagine if none of you showed up. So thank you. Your presence was definitely relevant. Then also, something very important that I took from today personally is, I've read so many things today, but the first one is by Miss Boma, where she quoted from Nelson Mandela. I think I've never heard that before actually. She said, knowledge is really not power, but applied knowledge is power. That was big for me. It's amazing. So thank you so much, Ms. Bowman, for bringing that up. And also, most of the things all the keynote speakers spoke about is geared towards self-care. And that's something Restore is about, especially if you have read the book Restore by Ms. Bola. It's very remarkable. I encourage you to get a copy before you leave. And it's very remarkable to know that even while you're up and about doing the things you do, it's important that you take care of yourself. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that. That's to say, take good care of yourself, but then most importantly, give to others what you would expect from them. And on this note, I bring this event to a close. Thank you all so much for coming. God bless you all.
Thank you, everybody. So to our winners of the day, on Monday we will send you a beneficiary form on your email, and then you fill it out and send it to us. Then we'll mail out your checks.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah.